Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another review. This time around, I'm going to be doing a review for episode 5 of season 1 of Scream, and it is called Exposed. Exposed. So yeah, the reason I didn't review this as early as I should have was because I was on a cruise um, for the past week. I came back on Saturday, and apparently while I was gone, there was a huge weather storm or whatever, a hurricane, and I had basically internet and TV and home landline phone or whatever were cut off till right now Tuesday. Actually, it's Wednesday at the time I'm filming this. Um, but whatever, till like August 4th. So I finally was able to watch it. Yay. So yeah. Yeah, 10-second spoiler warning. 10-second spoiler warning as usual for those who have yet to actually watch the episode and haven't already. Stop the video, go check it out, and come back here and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch the episode and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me that never gave you a fair warning, because as usual I did. As usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rate. So going off from the previous episode, we have Emma. We have Emma in that video of her having sex for the first time with her ex-boyfriend has been leaked to everybody in the school. So yes, so obviously she's embarrassed, her first time being exposed and all that. So she's obviously embarrassed about that. Come to find out that sex that came out wrong, but the fact that she had sex or whatever was more of a bet. Apparently her friend Brooke, I believe it was her name, the blonde one. The blonde one, I believe, yeah, Brooke. Apparently most of the stuff that happened to her in high school, not Brooke, but most of the stuff that happened to her to Emma in high school has been a bet, thanks to Nina, which was Bella Thorne from the first episode, and Brooke had to tell Emma that all this has just been a bet. Her friendships, her relationships, most of it bet. Like basically, Emma will be practically no one unless it wasn't a bet that the boyfriend did. Hence, she would have never met Nina. She probably would have met Riley. But that's a whole different story. She wouldn't have really been as popular as it was if it wasn't for this bet. Basically the bet was, can you sleep with her by the end of the week or something like that. Really douchebag move. But from what we've seen, I guess it's somewhat expected from the character. So yeah. I mean, yeah, overall, I thought it was a pretty interesting episode because aside from the stuff that was happening with Emma, you also have the stuff happening on with Brooke and her dad. That was interesting. You see, I guess Brooke's dad's, dirty little secret, I guess you could say, because he tells Brooke, okay, because originally the story for Brooke's mom was that she's out in Madrid or something, or Italy at some fashion show. Come to find out in this episode that the mom is actually in rehab. Come to find out towards like the last 2 seconds of the episode that the mom may be dead, or someone is definitely dead, because the dad has a body bag, and body bag, there has to be a body inside. So yeah, and it seems like the two boys, the ex-boyfriend and Brooke's current boyfriend, the two main guys, it seems like they know the secrets to some extent, so they're using that against him to get some money out of him, mostly so the one guy can go to Duke, I believe it was. So yeah, I mean, that's my main issue with the series, that some of the characters aren't really that memorable. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, most of them aren't really that memorable. Like, at least their names aren't memorable, unless there's something really major that's happened to them. I can't remember one of their names for my life. I mean, I remember Emma because she's the main character. I remember Audrey because she's the second main character, I guess. Brooke because she's the blonde one. The killer, Ghostface, pretty obvious. He's the icon of the whole series, for God's sakes. Noah, he's the one guy I can relate to. But aside from that, I can't. Daisy, which is the mom, or Maggie, Daisy, whatever. That's the mom of the main character Emma. Then you have Nina, who died in the first, like, during the very beginning of the show, and then her boyfriend Tyler as well. And then aside from that, I really can't remember any other character name, main character name. Like teacher, you have the teacher. I can't remember his name, and we have some development out of him. Like he may possibly be the killer, which is interesting because up until now we've mostly had the two guys, the two boyfriends. Well, they're not boyfriends to each other. You know, Brooke's boyfriend and then Emma's ex-boyfriend. Those two guys, who are getting money out of the mayor, which is Brooke's dad. Because for the longest time, I think we've all more or less thought they're the killers or have something involved in there. However, it seems now that this teacher has something involved in there as well, or knows something that he shouldn't. So that's interesting. Overall, pretty good episode as usual. I mean, the one thing, it's a little bit disappointing, I will say. Like after the first three or four episodes, I do feel like the quality of the show decreased a little bit. It's not as great or good as it could have been. It's not as well written. I mean, it's cheesy, yes, and it's not the best writing. I'm not gonna deny it's not the best writing. It's pretty well written. I feel like by episode like 5 and 6 or 4, 5 and 6, whatever, the episode quality, or at least script wise, lowered a bit more. And I know this is an MTV TV show, so you could say Uno, it's MTV, so of course it's gonna be kind of crappy. So I guess you could argue that, but whatever. Overall, though, still pretty good. Still a pretty good episode. I will say, however, that when the show is gory, I think that's when it's at its best. Because it's based on a slasher franchise. The TV show is based on one of the most iconic slasher franchises possible. So obviously, when there's gore, it's gonna be at its peak, at its most exciting. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent. As I've given most of these episodes a 7 out of 10, most of these episodes haven't really exceeded past an 8 out of 10. I don't think so. Maybe the premiere got like an 8.5, but aside from that, that's it. 7 out of 10 is what I'd give this one. Still pretty good score, pretty good show, nevertheless. So yeah, but I still wonder how many episodes does this thing have, because sometimes it says 10, sometimes it says 13, I'm not really sure. So yeah, I mean, I do know it got renewed for a second season, so that's interesting. See how it ends, and then we have to see how it ends, and then see how they can do a season 2. So yeah, that's basically it for this review. Again, 7 out of 10 is what I'd give the episode. And yeah, as usual, like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. Subscribe. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Aside from that, comment down below on your thoughts on the episode. Like the video again, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.